WH Report continues its coverage of high school basketball tonight from Ashland High School. It's the Division II District Semifinal between Mansfield Senior and Sandusky. Our pregame is coming up next.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Hand-dipped with real milk is the only way to make a milkshake. You can't trust machines.
Now how come?
Once I got a machine-made shake from some other place, and it clanked and clunked and spit out a glop into my glass. And do you know what it was made of?
Artificial turf?
What? No, powder.
What?
Powder.
Chowder.
Get half-price milkshakes during happy hour, only at Steak and Shake.
Welcome to the Civista Bank pregame show. I am Brian Harter along with Gregg Collins, and as the tournament field gets smaller, the games get a lot more bigger as far as importance goes, and for tonight it's the Tygers of Mansfield Senior taking on the Sandusky Blue Streaks, and you made an interesting comment as we were sitting here talking off air. We could make a really good tournament team out of the coaches on the floor.
Well, you're right. I mean, obviously Marquise Sykes, who I had the great fortune of coaching, was just an outstanding player, point guard playing in college. And the two coaches for Sandusky had great success, both collegiately and professionally. Yeah, those are three very good players.
This is a rematch just like the second game of our doubleheader tonight between Shelby and Lexington. This will be a rematch as we take a look at the Tygers of Mansfield Senior, the number 5 seed in this district, 17-7 overall. They were 11-3 in the OCC. They did not win the conference, but they were in contention as the season went on.
Yeah, they had an outstanding season, and if you look at Mansfield Senior, you mentioned their league schedule and in contention till the end in the title, but their non-league schedule was outstanding. Martin RPI, which is who seeds a group that seeds for the Northwest District, all the teams, puts out a strength of schedule. And Mansfield Senior for Division II had the 25th toughest schedule. Now that's not on James just they won, that's in all basketball games. There's nobody else in this district in the top 25, Senior High certainly has been tested in the league, but also outside the league.
One of their losses was back on February 4th to this team, Sandusky. It was a 5-point game, and it was a game that they realized that they can play with these guys and that they've really come a lot over the Mansfield Senior teams. They've come a long way from those teams that we've seen over the last couple of years.
Well, I think they're a young basketball team, so they certainly progressed, and they are certainly a different team from how they were last year. They have a lot of players that have the ability to score the basketball, but you referenced the game from February the 4th. They were in the game, they had the lead, they had a chance to win that game, but Sandusky made the plays down the stretch, and that was the difference to pull out the 5-point win.
And one of the biggest players for the Tigers of Mansfield Senior is a guy named Chunky.
Well, Nathaniel Haney, we've seen him the last couple of years. You know, he's such a clutch basketball player, and it seems like over the last, 3 games, I'm talking about the last regular season game against Lexington, the 2 tournament games, Nathaniel Haney has maybe picked up his game, maybe become a little bit more of a scorer, a little bit more of a leader, and he has made a difference for the Tigers.
And he's shooting 41% from behind the three-point line, and in fact, he played very well in their win over Bellevue in the sectional final.
Well, he's a player that can shoot the perimeter shot. He can get the ball to the basket, but he feels very comfortable. He's not the tallest young man. Very comfortable about shooting the three-point shot, and we've seen him do a lot of damage at the free throw line.
Now on the other side, Sandusky, they are the number 1 seed in this district, and some argue this might be one of the best districts in the state of Ohio. They finished the regular season winning the Sandusky Bay Conference, the late division, at 11-1, 22-1 overall. They're not very big, but they're quick.
They are. They rely on causing some turnovers, getting some easy baskets, but they also shoot the ball extremely well.
DeMar Moore is in his second season as the head coach at his alma mater. He was a player, as you mentioned, at Sandusky, and his son is leading the way offensively for this team here tonight.
Well, his son, besides being a scorer, is also the all-time assist leader at Sandusky, and I know they've had some great basketball players come through Sandusky's program. So to be the assist leader, that tells you a great deal. To be a coach's son, that just shows you how unselfish he is, and that's a reason why they have 5 guys averaging in double figures.
DeMar Moore averages about 15 a game. Their leading scorer is Dalen Green. He averages almost 19 a game. They do have some scoring, and you talk about both of these teams, and you hear this a lot, where teams seem to take the personality of their head coach, and you can really see that reflected in both of these teams.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing Sandusky play, because you're right. The good teams, and with the record they have, they are certainly a very, very good basketball team. Yeah, they are a reflection of the head coach, and I remember the head coach as a player, and he played hard, especially when it came to rivalry games, and Senior High and Sandusky has been a rivalry for many, many years. So you expect to get the best out of Sandusky tonight, and it's, you expect both teams to play hard. Now, when we're talking about, keys for tonight's game, we're going to first talk about Sandusky. I think defensive rebounding is going to be important. When they played on February the 4th, Mansfield Senior had 18 offensive rebounds to 17 from Sandusky. Think about that, Brian. 50% of the shots that Senior High missed, they were able to rebound and convert into easy points. Second, feed the hot hand. Whoever is the hot hand tonight, they have so many guys that are good outside shooters, so many scorers. Whoever has the hot hand, keep getting the basketball to that man.
Now for the other side of that, for the Tigers of Mansfield Senior to pull off what some might call the mild upset, what would it take for them to be successful tonight and advance to the district final?
Well, again, going off their February the 4th basketball game against Sandusky, Senior High scored 44 points in the paint. That's a bunch. Senior High was able to dribble, penetrate, and finish at the basket. it's one thing to be able to get the ball to the paint. It's another thing to be able to score at the paint. Senior high had success then. I think they need success tonight. And then they have to pressure the scores. You say, well, that's common sense. Well, Sandusky, I don't know who the guy's going to be tonight's going to have the hot hand. They have 5 guys that average in double figures. Any one or two of them can go off for 20. Any one or two of them can connect, consistently from the three-point line. Whoever has the hot hand, you need to get a hand on his face.
Now, we saw last week when Willard was playing, and they had the one score. And
right.
I think defenses are you're obviously not going to contain that one guy, but I think it's a little easier to game plan against one or two guys. Sandusky, it's a lot more difficult because, like you said, you don't know on any given night who's going to go off.
You're exactly right. Now, with that being said, yeah, I would love to. You coach the team that has 4 guys that average around 11 or 12 points, but one guy that averages about 25, that it doesn't matter what you're going to throw at me, he's going to score. Well, last week, Willard had one great score. So Lex can really concern themselves with trying to control him and then work from there. You're right, senior high. Who do they really have to go against defensively? Who do they shade? Because all 5 guys not only can score from the outside, they can dribble, penetrate. So you can't have too much help or you're going to give up an uncontested shot to a score.
Now, history is on the side of the Tigers. They're 61-40 in the all-time series against Sandusky, including a 12-6 mark in the postseason. Now, even though Sandusky won the regular season game this year, I'm guessing the Tigers are very confident heading into this matchup tonight.
Well, I have a feeling they are, only because, as I explained, the Martin RPI did the seeding, but the coaches got to place themselves on the bracket. So when it came time for Mansfield Senior to put themselves on the bracket, they had a choice to go to Sandusky's side or go down lower to maybe either Lexington or Shelby. They decided to go to the Sandusky side. And I guess, hey, they're familiar with them. They just played them. Yeah, they played Lex. They played Shelby. But, as Coach Sykes knows, this is such a strong rivalry. And for the most part, it brings the best out of each team.
Now, the winner of this game will take on the winner of the second game of our doubleheader, Lexington taking on Shelby. And we'll talk a lot more about that game towards the end of this one. But I really am excited about that second game matchup as well. That's a rematch, too, from a regular season game.
Well, exactly. It is, and that was also, I think around a 5-point difference in that game. So, what changes do both coaches make? Let's look at this game. What changes does Sandusky make? What changes does Senior High make? I'm here to tell you I don't think there are going to be a lot of changes. I think what they're going to do is when the coaches watch the film, they're going to say, this is what we did well. Let's really concentrate on doing this. This is what we did poorly. Let's just do a better job of that.
Now, you talked about when you are selecting your place in the bracket. And remember back to when you were sitting in those rooms, did you base that on matchups, what you saw in that bracket? Did you base it on the personnel of your team, how you felt they could do? What did you use as factors in where you placed yourself in that bracket?
Well, I think most importantly is matchups. Now, I will tell you, for these two teams here, they both believe, I'm sure, that they can win a district title. So they know that they're going to have to beat a good team in the sectional finals, and they're going to have to beat 2 good teams in the district. There are some teams that say, hey, listen, we've struggled, we have a young team, whatever, but we would just like to get 1 W and then play whoever. But these 2 teams, all 4 teams tonight, and again, the 3 place themselves on the bracket early. That's being Sandusky, Shelby, and Lexington. It was really only Senior High that after Bellevue put themselves on, that Senior High had an option to decide where they wanted to go.
Now, we saw the Tigers back early in the season in a game at Worcester, and since then, they've really put together a very solid regular season. They didn't win the OCC, but they had a say in who did by knocking off Lexington in the regular season finale.
Well, you're right, and you're talking about Lexington and New Philadelphia, two quality basketball teams, so for Senior High to finish just behind them in the conference is nothing wrong with that. And again, with their non-league schedule, I think Marquise Sykes really believes, and I would believe it, that they are truly tested and ready for the atmosphere tonight. The crowd, they're playing on a neutral court, playing against a good quality opponent.
Does it give Mansfield Senior any advantage that they have played on this floor already this year?
I think it does. Now, they played here earlier, and so I think it's really minute. But I think anytime you are somewhat familiar with a basketball court and the surroundings, it only helps your basketball team.
Especially when you're a shooter.
Well, exactly. You know, and we look here at one end, there's a wall very close, but at the other end where Senior High is going to be shooting in the first half, there's a little distance there. So, yeah, it's a little bit different to get it. I'm wrong. Where Sandusky will be shooting in the first half is a little bit of a distance, so they'll have a little bit of an adjustment.
Now, we've talked a lot about Nathaniel Haney and his three-point shooting, but Kyvie Roan, as a sophomore, has really emerged as well as a scorer.
You know, and I stepped in to a couple of my former players kind of arguing this week. One of them was arguing, you know, how would Kyvie do in their day? How would he be in the rotation? Well, you know, everybody has their opinion, but they all agreed, and I did with them, you know, he's only a sophomore. He's a quality player. He's going to be fun to watch tonight and for the next 2 years.
He's a 6'1" sophomore, and he scores, but he also rebounds the ball very well.
Yeah, he's just one of those that has a nose for the ball. You know, you think back to some great rebounders in the game of basketball, and I think back to the NBA of Charles Barkley, undersized, but did all his work around the basket. Dennis Rodman, for all those years, was the leading rebounder in the NBA. He is, 6'7", 6'8", and we're talking about going against 7-footers. But, you know, some people are special that they just have a nose. They want to get to the ball. He has that.
We're going to pause now for the playing and singing of our national anthem. We are just moments away from the opening tip-off of our first game of our doubleheader. The winner of tonight's game will take on either Lexington or Shelby. That game tips off at about 8 o'clock. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, for the Tigers of Mansfield Senior, under the direction of their head coach Marquise Sykes, Jayante O'Brien scored 15 the first time these two teams met earlier this season. Chunky Haney, 10 points a game, 41% from behind the three-point line. And Kyvie Roan, as we mentioned, 13 points a game. He scored 18 and had 13 rebounds the first time these two teams met this season. For Sandusky, under head coach DeMar Moore in his second season, they are led in scoring by Dalen Green, averages 18.6 points per game. That's third in the Sandusky Bay Conference. Kobe Brown at 11.5 points and 5 rebounds per game. And the coach's son, DeMar Moore, 15.4 points per game. He led the SBC in assists and steals, and he is their single-season leader in assists for the Sandusky Blue Streaks. And you know, we talk about it all the time, the excitement that really surrounds tournament basketball. The crowds get bigger, and you can just sense the excitement here because you've got two of the better programs in this district. Some might argue the two best programs, but we're going to see a pretty good one tonight in the nightcap with Lexington.
Well, you're right, but in this game you have two teams with great traditions that over the years going to the district was automatic. They were just trying to get to the regionals and try to move on from there. But, you know, you're right, Brian. I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be exciting because two teams that have so much similarity. And who is going to perform the best on this stage tonight?
Now, when you were the head coach of the Tigers, you had a few of those exciting matchups with Sandusky yourself.
Oh, we did. We always, of course, that was back in the days where we were Division I, and we seemed to play them quite a bit either in the sectional finals or maybe in the first game of the districts. But we would always play them in the regular season. It seems like we always played them in the tournament.
Now, we've always talked about the word rivalry, and I remember you talking specifically about Sandusky, and you felt that even though, you know, you guys were not in the same league, you weren't in the same even, you know, area, I mean, relatively close, but you felt that that was one of your biggest rivals.
I don't think there's any question. When I was going through, when I would ask the players, you know, at the beginning of the season, they look at the schedule, you know, tell me the games that really excite you. It was always Sandusky, Lima Senior, and Warren Harding. I mean, those three just excited the kids. They knew the players from maybe AAU basketball. They knew them from growing up playing junior high, etc. But, you know, Sandusky and senior high, every year in regular season, it goes back to long before I was there when they were in the same conference. And both of them putting out some great basketball players.
As we mentioned, one of the losses for the Tigers this year was a 79-74 loss back on February 4th to the Sandusky team. The Tigers have not lost since, so they have put together some momentum heading into the postseason.
Yeah, and I remember watching that game, and senior high, Mansfield Senior played awfully well that night. Yeah, they got beat, but they had their chances down the stretch. Now, I will tell you that the game was on a Saturday night. Sandusky, I know, had a big game the night before where they played, I think, probably one of their rivals in Sandusky Perkins, a team that they split with this year. And Senior High had a conference game the night before. So I'm sure both teams really didn't talk about each other until Saturday morning, but they came out and put on a heck of a show, and Sandusky just had a little bit more in the tank.
Sandusky 22-1. Their only loss was a 58-53 loss at Tiffin Columbian. That was 19 games ago. They have put together an 18-game winning streak. They have looked really sharp heading down the stretch as well.
Well, they have. I was wrong saying it was Sandusky Perkins. I know Perkins played them tough, but they have. But, you know, in my opinion, well, you look at Martin RPI and Mansfield Senior has the 25th toughest schedule in D2. Remember last year at this time, they were number 2 toughest schedule. I still, just looking at the schedule, I think for the most part, Senior High has been tested a little bit more than Sandusky has.
Duke Reese is in the center circle for the Tigers. He goes up against Chase Garr. And we are moments away from the opening tip here in this Division II District Semifinal. The winner will advance to the final on Saturday right back here at Ashland High School. There's a good look at Haney.
Good ball movement by Senior High. Really nice feed.
Nice look inside to Jayante O'Brien, and he gets the first bucket of the ball game.
A couple of ball reversals. They find a man sleeping for Sandusky, and they get an easy basket. Both teams coming out playing man-to-man.
Henlon at the top of the circle, drives inside. And a big rebound for the Tigers, and that's Roan, as we talked about. Had 13 boards the last time these two teams played, and he's in the scoring column. Tigers up by 4.
Remember what I talked about pregame. Key for Senior High, finishing at the basket. They were able to get to the paint the first time against Sandusky. The first 2 possessions, layups by dribble penetration, passing, shot.
DeMar Moore with a drive to the basket. He is fouled. And they will call the personal on Carryon Lindsay, the junior. DeMar Moore, the son of the coach, set their single-season assist record this year, and DeMar Moore feels he's very confident. He feels he has the best backcourt in the state.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's a good backcourt. Best in the state. He and I would have to argue over that one a little bit, but it is a good backcourt, and if he's able to connect on these free throws, we're going to see how good that backcourt is, because they're going to, I'm sure, get up and pressure Senior High. And again, the first time around, Senior High was able to break that pressure, get to the rim. I'm sure Sandusky has talked about that. Maybe a little bit more of a cushion, maybe more help, but I'm sure they want to pressure the ball. And here they are, up and pressure on the basketball.
Just token pressure. Roan with the basketball as the Tigers set up in the half court. O'Brien, an outstanding football player for the Tigers, as is Duke Reese. Ball poked away. And it's going to go out of bounds. It will go to Sandusky.
Now you look at the Sandusky players and you don't see any big, strong young men, but you see players like that are going to be scrappy, hustle. They're going to be on the ground for the loose ball, always in a big game. Who's going to be the first to get on the ground for a loose basketball?
Moore picked up by O'Brien, pulls up for 3.
That's good defense. I know he's a good three-point shooter. That's outside the line with a hand in his face.
Reese looks inside. Bounces it off the foot, but right to Kyvie Roan.
And you can see that Sandusky has no rim protector. You know, if Senior High can get the ball in close, they can get a good look.
Roan with the hot hand early. He's got 4. Reese pushes as the Tigers with numbers and lays it up and in, and the Tigers up by 6 with 5:52 to go in the first quarter.
Again, we talked about finishing. Senior High having a lot of success finishing.
Everybody collapses on the ball. And they'll call a jump ball. It will stay with Sandusky.
Great help defense. Again, how do you stop dribble penetration? Well, one way is to give great help. That time Senior High well schooled in giving help.
Ball inbounded to Chase Garr. They are all listed as guards for Sandusky. 3 in the air and no good. Ball batted around, but an offensive rebound into the hands of Jason Henlon, and the Tigers come away with it. O'Brien has it poked away, and Henlon whistled with a personal.
Now, we've talked about it in last week in our basketball games, Brian, but, you know, you expect tonight that the officials are going to let you play. It's going to be a little bit more physical than maybe some of your regular season games. We're getting quality officials, but they're going to let you play a little bit. Right there was just too much. They had to call a foul. But don't be surprised if there's some physical play out there.
Nice look inside to Kyvie Roan, and the Tigers up by 8.
You're right. Great penetration, great dish.
Ball poked away by Haney, and O'Brien sees the ball go out of bounds. It will stay with the Tigers. They look to add to a 10-2 lead with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and DeMar Moore has seen enough. He calls a timeout.
Yeah, I think that's a good timeout. They just, you know, Senior High's been on a roll. They're able to cause a turnover. In the first game, the first appearance between these two teams, Senior High had 17 turnovers themselves. So far tonight, they've been doing a great job handling the ball. Sandusky only had 10. Here early, Senior High causes a turnover. Good things are happening right now for Mansfield Senior.
Kyvie Roan, as you see in the replay, with a hot start. He's got 6 early. You knew he was going to score for you. But if you're Marquis Sykes, you're also looking for some other guys to step up as well. And you got Elias Owens on the bench, and when he comes in, he gives you some size.
He does, but as you look at Sandusky, again, they don't have a rim protector, so the Senior High kids feel comfortable if they get the ball in close of going up strong with it.
Roan goes up strong. He is fouled, and he will go to the line. Kobe Brown, the sophomore, with the personal. As we said, we saw the Tigers early in the season at Worcester. This, to me, is a different Tiger team.
Well, I think you're right. Of course, you know, you get to the district tournament, you hope that they're playing with a lot of passion. And here early, I think they're just playing with a lot more energy than Sandusky. Now, hey, we're only 3 minutes into the game, but, you know, again, early, Senior High playing with a lot of energy, and you know, for Coach Sykes, that's what you like to see. Play loose, play hard.
Zorion Bonner into the lineup for Sandusky. Roan hits the free throw. And he now has 7 of the Tigers' 11. The Tigers with a little bit of a trap across half court. Ball poked out of bounds by Reese. And it will stay with the Blue Streaks.
You can tell that these teams played each other not too long ago, very familiar with each other. You know, Senior High feels comfortable at taking the ball inside against these kids.
Both teams also very comfortable playing at that fast tempo.
Oh, there's no question. Both teams would like to get the ball up and down. The first time around, it was 79-74 Sandusky.
3 in the air by Green, doesn't go, follows his own miss. And it will stay at this end of the floor. And I'll tell you what, for a tall or a short team, they attack the glass.
Well, they're aggressive on the glass, but you know, they're yet to hit a perimeter of a three-point shot, and they are a very good three-point shooting team. And in their win over Mansfield Senior, they were very good from the three-point arc. And you know, they were 10 of 21. It's hard to do any better than that.
Bonner with the ball out of bounds, and it will stay on this end of the floor. Actually, they will give it to the Tigers. So they have to go the length of the floor, up 9.
It'd be big to get a double-digit lead early here.
Rashad Reed across half court. He is fouled. And as you mentioned, they're giving some contact, but when players start hitting the deck, they're going to blow the whistle.
Yeah, they've got to. Now, in the first game, the largest lead Senior High had was 12. So, you know, again, both of these teams are capable of coming back from deficits, but you'd rather play with that lead.
Roan kicks it out to Reese. Reese then attacks, and the lefty scores his first 2 of the night, and the Tigers up by 11.
And that's just a good play by Reese. He had an open three-point shot, but again, I think he knows he can get the ball to the basket. He did with great success.
Reese with a backside rebound as the shooting woes continue for the Blue Streaks. Roan attacks inside, and the rebound down to Henlon.
This is where Sandusky wants to be on transition, but Senior High gets the steal. This is where Sandusky is strong.
Henlon down the middle. And another offensive rebound. Shot up, in, and a foul as Bonner will go to the line.
Well, I think Sandusky, again, they're not the biggest. They're all good ball handlers. They're pretty good perimeter shooters, though they haven't shot well tonight. But they want to get the defensive rebound and get out running. That's where they're at their strongest. But, you know, Senior High has done such a great job, efficient job of scoring. Sandusky hasn't been able to get too many runouts.
Bonner 6 of 20 from the free throw line during the regular season.
That's not good. but it's tournament time, so, hey, things might be a little different.
The lefty sights it. And he misses Reese with another rebound. Haney splits the double team inside to Thomas.
Good, strong move, and again, that's what I'm talking about. It wasn't an offensive foul, but it was a little bit of a contact, and, hey, you're in the districts now, baby. You got to play through that. Good pull-up jump shot, much needed that time.
Dalen Green in the scoring column. 15-6 Tigers, under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The winner of this game takes on either Shelby or Lexington in Saturday's district final.
And here they are out in the run again, which is what they want. Good defense by Senior High.
Reed
Good defense, Sandusky.
Another three in the air, and again, another miss. Reese is having a field day on the boards. O'Brien stops and scores.
I think when he jump stopped right there, which was smart, he assumed the defense was going to get between him and the basket. The defense didn't, so he just went right up.
Dalen Green starting to heat up now. He's got 2 straight baskets. And he pulls the Blue Streaks to within 9. The Tigers slow it down a little bit. Ball poked out of bounds, and this should go to the Blue Streaks, and it does.
You see that Sandusky is very active with their hands. It's forced a couple of fouls by them, but this time it creates the turnover. But they're very, very active with their hands. Quick feet, active hands.
Another timeout on the floor, 1:48 to go. The Tigers with a 17-8 lead. Some of the players on the near sideline or some of the fans actually pointing to a spot on the floor. They feel there might be some moisture down there.
Well, as many players as we've seen sit on the ground so far, I would assume there are some wet spots.
It is a packed house here tonight at Ashland High School, and so far the fans from Mansfield have been disappointed. The TY Tigers looking very sharp at both ends of the floor in the first quarter.
Well, they're doing a great job offensively, very efficient. They're getting everything right at the paint. Sandusky is letting them get to the basket, and Senior High is, again, not threatened by any shot blocker down there, and they're converting. They're finishing at the basket. Defensively, Senior High is limiting Sandusky for the most part to one shot each time down, and that certainly has helped their defense.
Amon Thomas was hurt during football season. He is in the lineup as he's played the second half of the season as Green again with another field goal. He now has 6.
And that was a great set that they Coach Moore designed at the end at the timeout.
Inside to Amon Thomas, and he's blocked. Up ahead it goes to Henlon, lays it up and in, and here come the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, they're a team that can make some runs at you.
They have made it a 5-point game. Ball
here they come again.
Off the hands of O'Brien, and at the other end, a layup up and in by Henlon. It is a 3-point game under a minute to go in the first quarter. Ball on the floor, and they're going to call a foul. That one will go on Green, and that's his first. The tempo is just
it's something, and Coach Moore is giving his kids some high fives because they're playing so hard. You know, down here defensively, they get a block shot, they get in the rebound, and they're just outrunning Senior High down for layups.
Organized chaos as both of these teams playing at this tempo, and this is the tempo they want to play with. Roan had it poked away. Now an opportunity, a 3 can tie it. Green loses the handle, kicks it out. This is for the tie.
Yeah, you called it, and it was a good inside-out pass. The best shot, best 3 to shoot is an inside-out pass, and he just steps right in and knocks it down. They're back to the pressure.
Sandusky has tied it, 24 seconds to go. And I happened to glance over to Marquis Sykes, and he's just pointing to the ground.
Exactly.
He's just saying, calm down. Calm down.
He's already used one timeout. We're only 24 seconds away from the quarter break. He just wants to survive this quarter and maybe make some adjustments and
It's like a heavyweight title fight. You know there are going to be flurries and there are going to be punches.
Great
and
defense.
Here comes Henlon.
Henlon with a
lead now for Sandusky.
Yeah, Henlon with a great job of just flicking the ball away and getting a layup himself.
Reed with a runner in the lane, and that will do it. The offensive rebound up and in, and the Tigers able to tie it at the buzzer. 19 all as we head to the second. You're watching boys high school tournament basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Well, the winner of this game will take on either Lexington or Shelby in the district championship on Saturday. And I don't know about you, but that first quarter wore me out.
Well, I tell you what, that was, just a change of momentum. Senior High had all the momentum, and then just like that, Sandusky overtook it.
You could feel the confidence of Sandusky with every possession. And that's what those teams do. They create that energy with their defense. Haney with a shot fake inside to Reese, and Thomas is there to clean it up on the backside.
Well, Sandusky is trapping any on-ball screen, and that time Mansfield able to take advantage.
3 in the air by Henlon, and they start off the second quarter not like the first. They hit their first field goal.
Right. They were cold from outside early, but the last 2 threes they've been able to knock down. Now, the one concern I'm sure Coach Moore has, they already have 5 team fouls.
Reese penetrates inside to Thomas, and Tigers back up by 1.
And again, this is just a replay of game 1 between these two teams. Senior High scoring everything at the basket.
Gar inside, lays it up and in. Gar, a 6'4 senior. He now has 5. And Sandusky back up by 1. Roan left open for 3. And able to chase down his miss as nobody hit the glass. Roan still inside working. Grabs another rebound, and finally persistence pays off for Kyvie Roan.
Well, Senior High had 3 guys right there under the rim ready to rebound. Sandusky trying to tip it out to start a transition, but Senior High just grabs the ball and scores an easy one.
Just beyond the free throw line, a jumper, and all of a sudden Sandusky on fire from the floor.
They are. They're shooting well from 15 feet. They've hit their last 2 threes, but you can see the difference. Senior High scoring at the rim, Sandusky scoring from 15 feet and out, except on turnovers or transition.
Haney, the ball goes out of bounds, and the Tigers a little miscombobulated at the offensive end. They turn it over. Tigers committing 7 turnovers in the first half.
Again, they had 18 the first time they played, so Sandusky was able to turn them over. When Senior High doesn't turn the ball over, they're having great success at the rim.
Moore will slow it down. We probably won't say that much tonight. Kicks it out to Gar for 3, and a short jumper from Gar, and here comes Reese.
4 on 2.
Dotson Thomas inside with a miss. And the Blue Streaks quickly to the other end and a missed dunk. Moore for three.
Downtown three.
Ball on the floor and a jump ball, and it will stay with Sandusky, and it's getting a little chippy under the basket.
Well, neither player wanted to let go of the ball. I mean, they both have a lot of pride, and they fought for it. They want to keep control of it. It's fun to see both teams playing so hard, though, isn't it, Brian? I mean, they're diving on the ground. They're sacrificing their body.
Both teams brought big crowds. This is tournament basketball at its best.
You're right. And you expect this, I guess, from two teams with the records that they have. Success, to play this hard.
Ball poked away. Carry on Lindsay, and it's blocked out of bounds. And a foul as he was brought to the deck hard by Dalen Green. And Lindsay will go to the line. And yes, this game means something.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And there must be a little bit of talking going on between the players. That time the official called the foul and just looked at the situation, just stared to see if any player was going to react in a negative way.
Now Lindsay only a 58% free throw shooter on the season.
But Senior High with only 2 team fouls themselves. Sandusky with 5. A few players with, or one player with 2. And they can't afford to have Dalen Green get in foul trouble, get to his 3rd. But, Senior High is going to spend the rest of the quarter at the free throw line.
16 fouls for Sandusky, only 2 for the Tygers. And another miss, and Reese had the rebound pop out of his hands.
Yeah, Senior High did a good job of going after the offensive boards on a free throw miss.
Tacking off the ball screen, and another miss, and Reese again with a big rebound.
Sandusky giving you great pressure on missed. Run and jump.
O'Brien kicks it out. Carry on Lindsay, no from outside. And Sandusky comes away with it.
Sandusky with a 4-on-2. Stop, pop, rebound his own shot.
Another offensive rebound, and it stays at this end of the floor. Ball poked around, and it will go to the Tigers.
Now they're on a 2-on-1. Nice pass.
Up ahead to Lindsay. Reese on the backside lays it up and in, and the Tigers regain the lead.
Good job hitting the trailer.
Ball's going to be turned over. They're going to call a foul.
That's going to be 2 on Brown. So as of now, Sandusky's got a couple of players with 2.
Duke Reese at the line.
Duke has not had the greatest of years from the free throw line, but chance to improve it right here, shooting a 1-and-1.
8 points so far in the first half. Averages 31% from the line. He follows his miss, and the ball to Roan, and they're going to call a travel.
I know Coach Moore can't be happy. I mean, their rebounding is only going to be so good because of their lack of size. But from a free throw line, you got to get a body into somebody. You got to check out. Senior High's had a couple of offensive rebounds or chances on their missed free throws.
Henlon brings it up against Rashad Reed, the sophomore. And they're going to call a push on Jayante O'Brien. After a hot start in the quarter, the offense has kind of settled down on both ends. Jacob Legrand, one of the youngsters that Marquise Sykes is relying on, into the lineup now for the Tigers.
We've seen him hit some pretty good long three-point shots, so maybe he's in there to knock down a three if the defense sags. Nice stop and pop.
James Henlon, there's another youngster, the sophomore, and he puts Sandusky back on top by one. Roan into the lane.
Nice move. Nice move. Fading away from the rim, he's able to go up and score.
Well, this may come down to who has the ball last.
It
at
could.
This pace.
It could.
Strong drive down the middle. And another offensive rebound, and Jacob Legrand gets in there and mixes it up to get the basketball, and a foul on Sandusky.
I tell you, this is a game where you better not show the ball to your opponent because they're going to grab it.
So Legrand marches to the other end. Now he is an 83% free throw shooter.
So that's the guy you want at the free throw line if you're Coach Sykes. Now, I think back to the first quarter, and it seemed like Senior High had momentum up to, about the 1:30 mark, 2 minutes left in the quarter, and Sandusky just went on a roll.
Fueled by the defensive pressure as Legrand hits the first. And with each turnover and the tempo just picked up, and they just fed off of that. And before you knew it, they were ahead.
Yeah. Fortunately for Senior High, the quarter break came, maybe stopped a little momentum. It's funny when Senior High scores, you look at Coach Syke and he's just waving at his kids to get down the court. Get down and play defense.
Roan with a steal, slips at the other end. And the Tigers come away with it. Reese.
Nice pass.
Inside to Thomas, and they're going to call a travel.
Again, Duke Reese, I know he's a tremendous athlete, football player, he does a great job, but headsy play. Why shoot the three when you're having success at the paint? That time he drives again, draws, kicks inside for, what should have been and will be, I'm sure, an easy bucket.
Green, that was for two. And another offensive rebound and a three in the air, and good by Moore.
Moore's only a 24% shooter out from the three-point line, but that time he had too good of a look. And anytime you get a pass inside out, that's just too good of a look.
Legrand thought about baseline. Now he takes it inside, and there's a whistle and a foul on the Blue Streaks.
And that will send him for 1-and-1.
Legrand back to the line. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight here in the first half.
I'm sure that Coach Moore is a little concerned. I mean, a couple of his key players, his son, 2 team fouls. He'd really like him. He'd really like Green with 2 fouls. They'd really like to go into halftime with only 2 fouls. So he's got to decide, does he take him out and rest him or continue to play with 2 fouls? And right now, those 2 guys are in the game. And
Kyvie Roan out for the Tigers. Rashad Reed checks in as Legrand hits the free throw. And the Tigers back on top by 1 as the seesaw continues here in the district semifinal. Legrand now 4 for 4, and the Tigers up by a deuce. So he will come out. And carry on Lindsay now in. And the Tigers now with some full court light pressure. And Reese picking up DeMar Moore.
They run 2 at him.
Almost threw it out of bounds. Moore down the middle, and he misses, but he'll go to the line as he runs right into the contact. Rashad Reed commits the personal.
And I think if you had to do that over again, Rashad maybe would like to step in front and maybe make the official make the call. Boy, would he love to have a player like DeMar Moore pick up his third foul early. But DeMar does a great job of picking up the foul, getting the shot up, but misses the first free throw.
Moore, the fourth leading scorer in the Lake Division of the SBC. Average 15 a game. But he is the distributor of the basketball. And he splits the free throws.
Again, he's the all-time leading assist?
He's their single season
season? Still, that's amazing for a school that has such quality players come through.
Ball poked away. Aaron at the other end lays it up and in.
Well, here's where Sandusky's got to be careful. They're so aggressive with their hands. They can't afford to pick up a cheap foul here at the end of the quarter with a couple of their players especially.
Reese for three from the corner, and Thomas with a rebound. It's poked away. And the Tigers will keep it with a minute to go. Carry on Lindsay, looks inside, tried to go backside to Thomas. Thomas wasn't looking for the ball.
Well, that was good defense. They were fronting Thomas, and, it would take a Tom Brady pass to connect. And I would have liked to have seen maybe the ball brought up top. It's a little easier throwing from the high side than the wing, but they get the turnover, and it'd be interesting to see how aggressive Sandusky is here. And it looks like they're going to be aggressive, huh? Yeah.
Reese with another rebound. Then gives it up to Haney at the other end, who misses the layup. And
now,
there we say, will Sandusky slow it down?
Well, Coach Moore's calling for one, but the players say, nah, we're going to go for a three.
Gar for three, and he puts Sandusky up by 4 with 15 seconds to go. Roan with a jump stop.
Good jump stop, good shot. Still 8 seconds left for Sandusky to get a good look.
Oh, and a reach by Carry On Lindsay.
But that is not a 1-on-1, so really not a bad foul because I thought he was beat to the basket.
But that's his third personal.
That's not, I take that back. That is a bad foul. 1.3 left, or 1.7. Sandusky has time to get a dribble here, but we'll see what out-of-bounds play they have for a shot. Oh, nice cut.
And a score at the half by Amar Aaron, and the Blue Streaks up by 4 at the intermission. You're watching Boys High School Tournament Basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Hand-dipped with real milk is the only way to make a milkshake. You can't trust machines.
Now how come?
Once I got a machine-made shake from some other place, and it clanked and clunked and spit out a glop into my glass. And do you know what it was made of?
Artificial turf?
What? No, powder.
What?
Powder.
Chowder?
Get half-price milkshakes during happy hour, only at Steak and Shake.
Time now for our Civista Bank halftime show. I am Brian Harter along with Gregg Collins. And the Tigers down by 4 at the intermission. And I tell you what, my head is spinning. It was a very fast-paced first half.
It's like we were watching a tennis match, isn't it? Back and forth, back and forth.
Well, you made the reference last week to popcorn, and that's exactly the ball sometimes just bouncing. And these players are used to playing at that tempo, and they create that. So both teams are actually comfortable playing that way.
Well, yeah, they are. I think both teams would love the games to be played like this. You know, I think you said it, organized chaos. Well, they want it to be a little bit of chaos. They know if they play hard and fast that they themselves are going to have some turnovers. They just want to make the other team have more turnovers, and they want to be successful in converting those turnovers of their opponents into easy baskets. And, both teams want to play this way. Maybe Sandusky doesn't want to foul quite so much. It's kind of interesting. Here we are down to the 4-minute, 30 seconds left, and I see the Sandusky coaches still haven't gone into the locker room. They're out front just talking and chatting, so maybe they feel comfortable on the way the kids are playing, and we'll see what kind of adjustments that, if any, if Senior High needs to make in this second half.
Well, as we take a look at the first half numbers, I guess one of the numbers that surprises me with all of that pace is we've only got 16 turnovers between the two teams.
Yeah, I mean, Mansfield Senior's got 9. They had 18 the first game, so they're on pace to where Sandusky did to them in the first game. I guess the stat that I look at is out of 16 missed shots by Mansfield Senior, Senior High has been able to rebound 8 of them. So, again, they've been able to do a great job on the offensive boards, and they are doing a super job of scoring, of finishing when they get the ball to the basket. But when Sandusky does get that defensive rebound, they're off and running, and they're having success on transition.
11 lead changes in the first half, 3 ties. The longest runs of the half, Mansfield Senior with a 13-2 run, Sandusky with a 13-0 run. And I made the reference earlier, it feels like, and it felt like, a prize fight. And you know there's going to be a flurry of punches coming, and you know that your opponent is going to put together a run.
Well, because of the way these two teams like to play, they can create runs for themselves. So yeah, Senior High's had a big run, Sandusky's had a big run. Both these teams feel comfortable with it. I just don't know how comfortable these teams feel when the opponent does it to them. How do you react? Well, Senior High was able to, or Sandusky early was able to weather the storm, and then Senior High was able to weather the storm there at the end of the first period by Sandusky.
Jason Henlon led Sandusky with 13 points. For Mansfield Senior, Kyvie Roan had 13. Duke Reese with 8 points and 9 rebounds. It seemed like every possession we were calling Duke Reese with a rebound on a Sandusky miss.
And I tell you what, I love that kid. The few times that we've been able to watch him play, he just seems to be a heady player. And you mentioned that he's a quarterback of a ultra-successful football program, and he just brings it to the basketball court. I think he knows his limitations, and all of us have limitations. He knows his limitations, and in a game like this, he's going to play to his strengths. And he's had a couple of times where he's had some open threes where he's passed it up because he knows they've had success getting the ball to the rim.
Tonight's district semifinal game is being brought to you by Barrister Title, Spitzer Motors, Civista Bank, Mechanics Bank, Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, and Mechanics Bank, as we mentioned earlier. Brian Harter, Gregg Collins from Ashland High School, and I don't know if it's a sellout, but it certainly feels like a sellout here at Ashland High School. They are cramming them in for this first game of our doubleheader between Mansfield Senior and Sandusky. The winner of this game will take on either Lexington or Shelby. That game tips off at about 8 o'clock tonight. We will have that here on OH Report as well. The winner of these two games will play Saturday for a district championship.
Yeah, I'm sure both teams went into the game tonight thinking, it's right there. It's close. All we have to do is win this game, and we get to play for a championship. Again, they both played for sectional championships just last week, and boy, they both have their work cut out for them.
Was there a surprise or someone who didn't do some things that they normally do? Was there something that you expected to see in the first half that you didn't?
Well, to be honest with you, from the first game between these two teams, from watching that game, I thought Sandusky might try to close the lane a little bit more and not allow Senior High get to the paint, because Senior High was able to finish in the first game and Senior High is able to finish tonight. It just seems like, well, again, I think both teams are playing, hey, this is what got us there. And for Sandusky, it's kind of feast or famine. We are going to get out, and we are either going to cause a turnover and get a layup, or we're going to let you get to the rim and maybe shoot till you miss.
Blue Streaks are looking for their second win against Mansfield Senior under DeMar Moore. They lost by 3 at home last year during the regular season, and we start the second half with a turnover.
Yeah, an unforced turnover by Senior High, and again, you mentioned they had 8 the first half, which, is not all bad against a team like Sandusky.
Just inside the three-point line, and Reese with another rebound.
And that was a real nice rebound. Instead of just standing there, he went and attacked it.
Roan into the lane.
Good dribble penetration.
Haney for 3, and it rims out.
Now here's where Sandusky's so strong. They're on transition.
And I guess that's the surprise for me, as Haney was held scoreless in the first half. Another misfired 3. Ball batted around, and Kyvie Roan comes down with the rebound. Haney inside. He gets his first bucket of the game. 6:56 to go in the third quarter.
I think he took offense to what you said, Brian, and he said, well, I'm just going to score then.
And the ball blocked out of bounds by Kyvie Roan.
That's the difference. Senior High's got a couple of players that maybe can protect the rim.
They lob it inside to Henlon. Henlon attacks, and it's blocked. So 2 blocks on this possession. And the Tigers race the other way. And Haney with 2 straight buckets, and we're tied at 39.
Good transition, finding the open man, taking it up strong. Senior High doing to Sandusky what Sandusky had success in the first half, getting the ball and running with it.
Kobe Brown for 2. And they're going to call a jump ball, and this will stay with Sandusky. We're on a box set on the inbounds under the basket. And a strong move with the right hand. Ball batted around, and Moore comes away with it. And Moore is going to be fouled.
When that ball comes off the rim, you see about 6 or 8 hands going right at it. I'd hate to be an official trying to decide if there is a foul, which hand was the foul, and who did it belong to.
Well, that one they called on Roan. That's his first. Gar with another 3, and it fouled every part of the rim, the backboard, and finally went in. And Gar now with 11. Road right through the pressure, right down Main Street, and it's blocked out of bounds off of Roan, and it will go to Sandusky.
Yeah, it was blocked, and then a great move by Green that time before it went out of bounds to save it and throw it off Roan's feet. Senior High with a little full court pressure. You can see that Senior High gives a little bit more of a cushion than what Sandusky. Sandusky really tries to get into your face.
Henlon. Right side to Gar, and Gar is grabbed by Duke Reese.
For the most part, when you see Sandusky at the half-court sets, they're going to spread to the outside. They're going to go 5 out, keep the middle open for dribble penetration and kick opportunities. That's where they're so successful. And good movement off the ball, but for the most part, they try to stay away from the basket if you don't have the ball.
3 in the corner and another backside rebound. Reese is now in double figures with 11. Up ahead to O'Brien, who lays it up and in. And the Tigers are within 1.
Yeah, he just beat them down the court.
Shot fake on the baseline and a smooth jumper for Talon Green.
Yeah, did you see that ball fake, shot fake? Well, you have to honor that. He's such a good shooter from 15.
Roan jumps in the lane, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Kyvie Roan. Yeah, that. Nice no-look pass inside.
Good
and
rebound.
A strong rebound. Batted around. Sandusky continues to pound at the offensive glass. They're going to say it's off of Orange, and it will stay with the Blue Streaks. The hustle of this Blue Streaks basketball team is relentless.
Well, and I think, they had to play like this all year. I'd be surprised if they were bigger than any team they played, so they knew they had to scrap to be in the game. And have a record they did at this size, you know that they played hard.
Their only loss of the season was to Tiffin Columbian. They've won 18 in a row since. And they're going to call a foul on the jumper.
And they're giving 2 shots, which I guess let's watch the replay. It looks like he passed it. Now, you could say, Brian, well, I think he was going to shoot it, but you can't assume. He ended up passing the ball, but the officials are going to give him 2 shots to a good shooter.
Green at the line with 8.
More importantly for Sandusky, they have yet to foul this half. Of course, their two key players went into half with 2 fouls each, so they can still play aggressively. So on a made free throw here, you expect them to get up and put heavy pressure on the ball, maybe even do a little run and trap on the basketball and try to create some turnovers.
Dalen Green hits the free throws. Ball almost tipped away, and Roan comes up with it. Inside to O'Brien, and O'Brien in the trees scores for the Tigers.
Now, let me ask you, has Senior High scored outside 2 feet yet today?
I do not think so.
I don't
and enough driving inside. Well, as we mentioned, Haney has not hit a 3, and what are we going to have here?
Well, I think they have an interference. It's just a warning on the first one. They felt that Sandusky maybe interfered on taking the ball out of bounds. If Adam runs this a little bit longer, see how he accidentally ran into him. And so it's just a warning for the first one.
But no, to answer your question, the Tigers have really been cold from the perimeter.
So, in my day, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in also. But not against this kind of pressure.
Scoop shot by Haney doesn't go. Up ahead, the dunk by Dalen Green.
He missed the first one this game, but this one he pulls in, and they create a turnover.
Green now with 12, and here they come again. 3 in the air by Gar.
Long 3, and boy, momentum is with Sandusky right now.
Up by 10, and trying to quiet the crowd at the other end. It's up, in, and a foul. Roan will go to the line, but he comes away limping.
Yeah, he does. Hope they give him a minute or so. But Kyrie did a great job of penetrating, drawing the defense, kicking. The shot was missed, but he gets the offensive rebound, goes up for a chance for 3.
Can't really see. He didn't seem to come down on anyone.
I've never jumped that high, so I don't know.
Roan with 15. He has been, for the most part, the offense for the Tigers. Duke Reese has 8. And Jayante O'Brien with 8, and Roan is in pain.
And that's too bad. He had 18 points the first round with 7 offensive rebounds. Tonight he's doing it again, so hopefully they can get him back quick.
Also had 13 rebounds. He's replaced in the lineup by Amon Thomas. So they get a little bit more size now with Thomas and Reese. And it doesn't matter. They follow with another offensive rebound. Kick it out to Gar for 3. And Thomas just grabs the rebound from in between 2 blue streaks, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Sandusky as O'Brien attacked the rim hard.
Well, the Sandusky people aren't too happy, but we'll see if he was set. Good penetration, and yeah, he was not there. He was not there in time, so smart move that time offensively by O'Brien. Take it right into the guy's chest, get it up to the basket.
O'Brien had 15 the first time these two teams played. And the struggles for Mansfield Senior at the line. They're now 6 of 11.
And they're a 60% free throw shooting team for the year, which is, we've seen a lot of teams much poorer than that. But tonight, they're not knocking them down.
Well, they're going to get another opportunity. Legrand for 3. And Reese skies for a rebound. Tried to sneak it over the rim, and another offensive putback, this one by Rashad Reed.
And you look over at Coach Sykes, and he's just telling him, get down, get back, get back. But a great job on the offensive boards by the Tigers.
Tried to skip it backside to Chase Gar, who was in the corner, and it will go out of bounds. Lob it inside. Ball poked away. And the Tigers come up with it. And they can pull to within 3 right here. Legrand for 3. And he's fouled shooting 3. Jacob Legrand will go to the line for 3 free throws. The foul was on Dalen Green, and that's his third.
That's big. That's big right there for Sandusky, even though we are down to 2:21 left in this third period.
Jacob Legrand with only 5 points in the 2 sectional games combined. And right now, he's big from the free throw line, and he's got 5 already tonight.
Yeah, he's over an 80% free throw shooter, so if you're senior high, this is the guy you want at the line. Ian Haney are certainly 2 outstanding free throw shooters.
Well, he's got a chance for 7 and an opportunity to pull the Tigers to within 2.
Sandusky was on a run. Senior high weathered that little run, able to create a little momentum for themselves. Who finishes the third period with momentum?
Henlon inside, loses the handle, but then gets it back in a reach. I think this is going to be on Rashad Reed. No, they're going to call it on Thomas. That'll be his first.
Team fourth, so not any worry yet.
Ball lobbed inside, and Reed almost picked it off.
We saw a game last week where that was the difference in the game, wasn't it?
Braden Fogel stolen inbounds against Willard in the closing minutes, went down and dunked it, and then another foul by Reese.
Again, Sandusky going with 5 outs, so the lane is always open. Senior high not getting a lot of weak side help, and Sandusky on just a dribble handoff, able to turn the corner and get to the rim. When you're a good perimeter shooting team, it is difficult to stop penetration as well as the three-point shot.
Good news for the Tigers. Kyvie Roan back on the floor.
Does that make a difference?
Garce with a shot fake and lays it up and in, and Chase Garr puts Sandusky back up by 5. He's got 16, so he's got the hot hand here. O'Brien. Roan on the block. And misses the bunny. Goes out of bounds. He traveled. They're going to give it to the Tigers with a minute to go.
I think that's a good possession, though. Roan had the defense on his behind. He's such a strong player inside. Feed the ball into the post. They did. Yeah, he wasn't able to make that one go, but, he more often than not, he's going to score when he catches the ball at 3-4 feet from the basket.
Haney for 3. And Reese with a solid rebound grabs another one. And Duke Reese is a man possessed on the boards.
He is. He's playing hard, and, he misses the first one and just keeps with it.
Henlon at the other end is fouled as he attacks. And Kyvie Roan, I don't know if it's an ankle, but he again is a little limpy as he walks over to his position on the lane. Henlon back to the line. He's got 13.
That's possession where, Sandusky just goes coast to coast and gets the ball to the rim. Somehow Senior High's got to stop that transition, especially after a made basket, and force them to play in the half court.
Henlon tries to make it a 2-possession game, and he does not. Ball out of bounds, and it went off of Reese.
Now 49 seconds to go. A lot of teams would hold for the last shot for momentum. We see these two teams might be 4 or 5 possessions here each.
Garr attacks on the baseline. And an offensive putback and a foul as Jayonte O'Brien commits the personal. That's his second.
Well, we've seen Senior High continue to have success on the offensive boards at their end. Now lately we're seeing Sandusky being more aggressive, having success with offensive rebounding.
Moore at the line with 8. Make that, well, let's stay at 8. And we talked about the balance that Sandusky has. Henlon now with 13. Green with 12. And Gar with 16. And Moore knocking on the door with 9. Tigers down 4. Haney is fouled as he attacked the rim, and that is going to be the 4th personal on Dalen Green. That is huge.
That is.
For Sandusky.
That is big, especially in the closing seconds of the quarter.
Haney, a 77% free throw shooter, has had a quiet night offensively with 4.
And I was already lauded him as such a great free throw shooter, and he is. Boy, we've seen him hit some clutch shots, also free throws.
Shad Reed in, Jacob Legrand out for the Tigers.
Reed, another outstanding perimeter shooter.
And Haney misses them both. Couple big misses for the Tigers in the waning seconds of the third quarter. Strong to the rack at the other end. Ball batted. This should be off the Tigers, and it is.
Neither team has been successful in the third period from the free throw line. Close game. That could come back and haunt you. Now, I'm here to say with 22 seconds left, Sandusky's going to go for 1. I'm putting my house on it.
Henlon picked up by Haney. Henlon with 5 seconds. Tried to get it inside. Henlon with a desperation shot at the buzzer, and it drops. And Sandusky with a little momentum as they head to the fourth quarter, up by 6.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
A ticket to the district championship on the line. The Tigers down by 6 as we start the fourth quarter. This is worth the price of admission. This is what high school tournament basketball is all about.
You're right. And you see Sandusky still has Green on the bench with 4 fouls. Can senior high take advantage when a key player like Green is out of the game?
Elias Owens now in for the Tigers, and a foul as Jayante O'Brien attacked the basket off the inbounds. And the foul was called on Amir Aaron, the sophomore. And that's his first, and it will send O'Brien to the line. And that's what it's going to take in this fourth quarter. Every opportunity that they have got to capitalize.
Now, if one team gets hot from the free throw line, yeah, that certainly is going to make a big difference.
O'Brien hits them both. It's a 4-point game. So now can the Tigers dial it up defensively? Moore. Moore spins in the lane, tried to dish it. That's a two-pointer. And it's good for Amir Aaron.
Yeah, I think Moore wanted to have a post entry, somebody underneath, but nobody was there that was open, so he just kicks it out.
And Reese has it taken away. And a block from Haney from behind. And up ahead to Owens. And they're going to call the offensive foul on Jayante O'Brien. Let's watch this possession here from the block shot by Nathaniel Haney. And they will march to the other end to shoot free throws. Now Nathaniel Haney is listed at 5'9".
Exactly.
Which means he's 5'8"-ish?
Yeah, probably. And when I talk about rim protectors, I'm really not talking about him, but we've seen him do that.
Gar at the line with 16. And he is good on the first try and pushes the lead back to 7.
And that's 18 fouls on Senior High, so Sandusky is going to be at the line the rest of this fourth quarter. Can they convert from the line?
Well, Gar makes them both. And it's an 8-point lead for the Blue Streaks. 7 minutes to go. Roan has it blocked. And you'll wonder if Roan is not able to jump like he normally can because of that ankle.
That very well could be.
Gar. Little Euro step inside, and they'll call a foul. Nathaniel Haney with the foul. That's his first. And it sends Chase Gar back to the line.
Well, it's kind of interesting right now. Sandusky bringing Green back in. They've had a little momentum going with him sitting down, but I'm sure what Coach Moore is thinking, I don't want him to sit down too long. I don't want him to get stiff. He's playing so well. Let him get out there and play, and I'm sure he trusts him to be a smart enough player not to get a cheap foul. But if I'm Senior High, whoever he's guarding, I put the ball in his hands.
Reese has his pocket picked. Moore just inside the free throw line. And they're going to call an over the back on DeMar Moore.
And that was a good check out by Senior High. DeMar Moore does a good job of jump stop, jump shot. But Senior High does a better job of getting in position to try to get the defensive rebound. Now Senior High's got to score. And again, besides free throws, I don't think they've scored outside 2 feet. Well, that just tells me keep trying to get the ball to the paint. Whether it's posting up Roan or posting up this young man right here, get the ball to the paint.
Jacob Legrand for 3, but another offensive rebound by Kyvie Roan. And Legrand with another rebound. We saw Elias Owens as we see a foul. The Sandusky fans not happy. They're wanting an intentional foul as Carryon Lindsay.
Officials are talking about it. What did you see? What did I see? And they decide.
He did not want to dunk.
No.
He's already got one tonight. And I think the
consensus must be just a common foul, and we'll shoot 2 because it's in the bonus.
So Dalen Green will go back to the line. Green playing with 4 fouls, but he has played very well for the Sandusky Blue Streaks.
Remember at halftime we said Senior High had 8 turnovers, and you could probably live with that. Well, already this half they're at 9. So we've got a lot of time to play. Sandusky's been able to force some turnovers.
Green makes them both. It's an 11-point game.
And again, 11 points for these two teams. They could easily run it back, but, both teams are capable of spurts. Now Senior High goes to the line. Can they convert the free throws?
Fouls on Bonner, and that's his second. By the way, that previous foul was on DeMar Moore, and that's his third. So something to keep an eye on there.
Yeah, Moore with 3, Green with 4.
O'Brien back to the line. He's in double figures with 10. And another miss from the line for the Tigers. Moore. Off balance in the lane. This kid is smooth.
That was a nice shot. Couldn't get all the way to the rim, but a nice little runner.
Moore with 11. Reese with a strong drive inside.
That, you're right. Strong drive. Left hand, laid it up high on the glass.
Duke Reese in double figures with 12.
Sandusky spreading the court a little bit.
And
looks like they're clearing out the right side, yeah.
Moore. And over Elias Owens. Ball hits the floor. Out of bounds, and it will stay with the Blue Streaks. And coach over there giving his son a little love, getting up.
Good hustle by all the players.
5 minutes, 11 seconds to go. The Tigers down by 11. Elias Owens almost with a steal. And Haney chases down the long rebound. Owens. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Elias Owens.
Yeah, that time he just dipped his shoulder, and that's an easy call for the official. Sandusky had success at the beginning of this quarter. They had a lead, so they know Mansfield Senior is going to come out and try to get a little bit more pressure on the ball than what they've done early. And when they spread the court, it opened up really good, easy driving lanes. We'll see if they go back to that. Spread it a little bit, get it up here closer, make Senior High play a larger part of the court.
Henlon in the lane. And Owens could not squeeze the rebound. From the elbow, off the shot fake, Bonner with 2 more. And Bonner now with 4.
Quick hands again.
Moore. Little shovel pass. Moore comes away with it. Back inside to Henlon. And Jason Henlon now with 17. Now, I don't think that's how Kyvie Roan drew it up. The ball just slipped out of his hands. And the Sandusky faithful up on their feet. They can smell it. 4:05 to go. And Sandusky up 71-58.
4 minutes to go. Senior High is going to have to create some turnovers. You don't expect Sandusky's going to sit on the ball. They just, and again, I have not seen them this year besides a little bit of their game against Senior High. They just seem like they want to play loose. They want to play hard, and they're not going to just hold the ball. Maybe they'll be a little bit more patient, but they're still going to dribble penetrate. Senior High's got to force some turnovers and certainly defensive rebound and get the ball down the court and score in a hurry.
Well, their only loss, they were held to 53 points. And other than that, 22 wins. And offense rarely a problem for them during the regular season and in the first games of the tournament here so far.
Yeah, they average 79 points a game. I don't I don't think we've had a team even close to that, have we?
No.
Senior,
that's a lot of offense.
That is a lot of offense. Mansfield Senior average is 61, so, yeah, this is being played at the tempo that Sandusky feels very, very comfortable with.
Now the Tigers had a 13-2 run in the first quarter. Can they do that again here with their season on the line?
Yeah, they're going to have to. They're going to have to right now if they want to come back on Saturday night and play.
Ball poked away, and that's a good start. O'Brien races to the other end and lays it up and in.
You're right. They create the turnover. They get the layup. Maybe caught Sandusky sleeping a little bit. Get the layup. It's down to 11.
And by no means is 11 insurmountable, but they have to start getting stops.
Well, you're right.
And
there's another one right there, and they have a transition 3-on-2.
O'Brien kind of off balance. And at the other end, it's Henlin with a layup.
Yeah, the senior high helped inside out and just too good of a pass.
Inside to Thomas.
There's a nice pass inside also.
As we approach the 3-minute mark, the Lexington Minutemen and the Shelby Whippets waiting in the wings. And it's going to, they'll call the foul on Thomas. That's personal number 2 on him.
Now the good news, if you're senior high, he's not the greatest of free throw shooters, but the bad news is he automatically gets 2.
Gar at the line with 19. Jacob Legrand and Rashad Reed back in for Marquise Sykes and the Tigers. Gar with 19. And he'll look for 20. Don't forget, coming up next, the second game of our doubleheader, Lexington taking on Shelby.
That starts at 8 o'clock regardless, right? Split session, so.
Gar splits the pair. And it's a 12-point lead for the Sandusky Blue Streaks. The number 1 seed. Roan tried to dump it into Thomas, and a little miscommunication.
I think Coach Sykes wanted him to kick it out to the corner to Roan, to a shooter in Legrand, and maybe get a couple of threes here to cut into the lead a little bit quicker. Under 3 minutes to go. How patient will Sandusky be?
Well, there's an answer to your question.
Well, yeah, but they were patient. Senior high tried to trap. They had a numbers game, so, they did take it right to the hole and got a pretty darn good look.
At the other end, Kyvie Roan gets a bucket and makes it a 12-point game once again. Roan now with 20.
Again, I go back. Has Mansfield made a shot besides a free throw outside the paint?
Their jumpers have been few, and I know they haven't hit a 3. Gar is bumped, and O'Brien with a steal.
That was a nice steal because he came from the weak side.
And they just cannot get in sync in transition.
Well, you're right, because they had a numbers right there and just not able to convert.
Kamar Moore back in for Sandusky. 20 turnovers unofficially now for the Tigers.
That's Sandusky's game. If they can't cause turnovers, I'm sure they struggle.
Amir Aaron back in for the Blue Streaks. Under 2 minutes to go now, 1:55. And a foul on Kyvie Roan.
That's just good quickness, good ball handling. The trap, he's not able to be trapped. He just dribbles right around it and picks up the foul.
Aaron, a 50% free throw shooter on the season. And he makes the first one.
Well, Reed is in, number 23. LeGrand is in, number 3. Both of them very good three-point perimeter shooters. Haney, number 11.
Thomas with the rebound. Well, they're going to need 4 of them.
They're going to need them, and they're going to need them quick.
Inside to Roan. And I tell you what, Kyrie Roan is doing this on pure adrenaline. You can just tell that ankle is bothering him.
Yeah. Tough kid. Good news is we got another 2 years of watching play.
Foul on the reach by Haney. That'll stop the clock with 1:21 to go and an 11-point lead as Moore back to the line with 11.
Now that is an interesting free throw technique. Never used his left hand at all to protect the ball.
Well, they say if you're shooting properly, you don't need your guide hand, but...
You said he shoots what from the free throw line? I think you said like 50.
Well, he's got his fingers taped on his left hand, so I think that might be the issue.
That might be.
Because he's normally a 62% free throw shooter.
That's downtown.
Thomas with a rebound. Inside to Reed. And a foul, and Reed will go to the line. Yeah, Moore's got his fingers taped on his left side.
Mansfield has not taken a lot of three-point shots, but those they've taken, just not able to connect tonight.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 10, Jayante O'Brien. In the game for the Blue Streaks, number 2, Amir Era.
Reed makes it a 9-point game. And a lot of time going off the clock.
Yeah, that's why Senior High is forced to trap. With 2 or 3 minutes to go, maybe they could try to get a trap and before they foul, but now with under a minute, you got to foul and hope Sandusky goes cold from the line.
16 on the night for Dalen Green, their leading scorer on the season.
Now if you're Senior High, you got to rebound, get it out, and look to shoot the 3.
It's up to 10. Haney with a runner inside and a timeout with 52 seconds to go. And it's an 8-point game. Are you a little surprised he didn't pull up for 3?
Well, I think Sandusky knows, hey, let's make them go the long way, shoot 2. So to me, it didn't look like there was any 3 opportunities available. And you don't have time to run a set where you're running people off doubles. So, hey, get the ball to the basket and score. And they do have timeouts. I mean, right now they have 2 timeouts left. That's a luxury. When they score, they can, call timeout to stop the clock, set up their defense. The problem is Sandusky got so many players that are very good ball handlers that it's, you almost have to foul whoever it comes into.
Do you foul immediately or do you try to get the steal down 8 with 52 seconds to go.
I think right now the way it's going, you have to foul right away. Now, maybe they'll go with a hard trap, but if Sandusky, they have timeouts left, there's no closely guarded in the backcourt. You have 10 seconds. If they don't do something silly, they could hold the ball for 7-8 seconds before call timeout. But they come up with a steal.
You could steal the inbounds.
That's right.
And then a foul committed by DeMar Moore, which you don't want to stop the clock and send the Tigers to the line if you're Sandusky.
No, exactly. You don't want them to score with the clock stopped.
So the Tigers trying to make it interesting here with 46 seconds to go. O'Brien at the line. Foul on the rebound.
And again, because of the missed free throw, the senior high had to foul.
So they will march to the other end. DeMar Moore at the line. And he now has 12, and he can make it a 10-point game with 45 seconds to go. And Marquis Sykes going offense-defense here with 45 seconds to go. LeGrand and Kyvie Roan back in. Haney for three. And Thomas cleans up the miss. And a timeout with 37 seconds to go. And I'll tell you what, when you look at what the Tigers have done in the last few seasons, this was a good season for Marquis Sykes and this program.
Yeah, I think, we were talking at the beginning of the season, and, after losing a key player like they did from graduating from last season, I didn't really expect for them to have the success they had. But the few times I've been able to watch them play, I think they've played hard. I think they've played very well together. I think they're very unselfish Mansfield Senior basketball team. I think they move well without the basketball, which a lot of teams have one guy dribble and four guys stand. I think they do a great job of moving without the basketball. And, again, they've had some big W's this year.
Tigers had 3 straight losing seasons heading into this year, and I'm really excited for Marquis Sykes. A lot of these guys are coming back.
Yeah, they are. He's got a young team, and again, I think last year at this time we were saying the same thing. Let me just tell you, young men, that you're not going to be better next year just because you're a year older. You got to spend some time in the gym. You got to spend some time on some skill work. You got to spend some time playing, and hopefully these senior high kids will spend some time in the gym, and we'll see even better basketball team next year.
Yeah, they had 17 wins this year, so perhaps that can jumpstart some momentum and get this program back to what Marquis Sykes and the TY Tiger faithful are used to seeing over the seasons for this program. Reed, and it's blocked. And a poke out of bounds, and I believe Dalen Green, we're going to march back to the other end.
And I think the Sandusky people are feeling pretty comfortable right now.
DeMar Moore over at the front of the Sandusky bench trying to get his fans up on their feet. And I'll tell you what, whoever they draw in the district title game, either Lexington or Shelby, they're going to have their hands full. This is a good basketball team.
You're right. It is a very good basketball team. Obviously, you look at the record, that's true. The only question I have, Brian, is, DeMar Moore knows this is a rivalry. Besides being a district, semifinal game, if these two teams were just playing an open gym, it's a rivalry. How
let down Saturday?
Well, I don't know. I think that's going to be the number one thing that Coach has to talk about it's a short turnaround between now and Saturday, and either way you're going to be playing a team that is the exact opposite of the way senior high plays.
That's right, and the favorite would be Lexington, I would think. And Lexington, I think, gives them a lot of problems because of their size.
Well, I agree. I think, Lexington will not let you score at the basket, and Lexington likes to score at the basket, and Sandusky allows you to score at the basket. But it's a matter of, could Lexington or Shelby take care of the basketball?
Well, and Sandusky will run them up and down the floor.
Well, they will try to transition, but if you have the right ball handlers, and I don't know enough about either team, it's easier to slow down a game than it is to speed it up. But if the defensive pressure is too hard, well, there's not much you can do. But either way, it's going to be a great matchup whether they play Shelby or Lex on Saturday night.
Final game for Chunky Haney, who is a senior, and I'm sure he would have liked to have continued his career at least one more game. He's the only senior in that starting lineup. In fact, he's one of only two seniors on the entire roster. So as you said, if the rest of this team can put in that time in the offseason, Jacob Legrand, and that's a 2.
But it's an outside shot. I think that's first one tonight.
And it's a 9-point game. And Sandusky will inbound it. And a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Sandusky.
And you're right. Senior high is only losing 2 seniors, but, especially Haney that's going to be a tough one to replace.
And they will stop play with 2.8 seconds to go. Foul on Amon Thomas, that's his 4th, and it sends DeMar Moore back to the line. And he misses them both. And that will do it. Sandusky advances to the district championship game to take on either Lexington or Shelby with a 10-point win over the Tigers of Mansfield Senior. We'll be back to Ashland High School to wrap it up right after this.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? an important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Hand-dipped with real milk is the only way to make a milkshake. You can't trust machines.
Now how come?
Once I got a machine-made shake from some other place, and it clanked and clunked and spit out a glop into my glass. And do you know what it was made of?
Artificial turf?
What? No, powder.
What?
Powder.
Chowder.
Get half-price milkshakes during happy hour, only at Steak and Shake.
Time now for our Spitzer Motors of Mansfield player of the game, sophomore Jason Henlon. 19 points on the night, and it was really your offense in the beginning that really kind of got things going offensively for the Blue Streaks. First of all, congratulations on the big win. You guys had played Mansfield Senior earlier this year and beaten them. Talk about what you guys did to prepare for this matchup in the district semifinal.
Well, we talked about we had to get rebounds because that's how they came close to us last game. And then we just had to play hard and push the ball like we do, play our pace.
I'll tell you what, I had a headache watching this pace in the first half because it was up and down the floor, and that's the way you guys are comfortable playing, isn't it?
Yes.
So talk about coming into a game like this where you're a young guy. What is going through your mind as you step out on the floor?
I've been doing this since I was in like second grade playing up, so it's just natural.
So looking ahead to the second game, first of all, you guys going to stick around for the second game?
Yes.
Do you know anything about Lexington or Shelby?
Well, we scrimmaged Shelby in the off season, but no, not about Lexington.
Okay. 19-game winning streak. Do you feel like you're playing at your potential right now?
No, not yet. We started off the first half real bad. We haven't played full 4 quarters of basketball yet.
Okay, if they haven't played a full 4 quarters of basketball yet, that's scary.
And they still score 80-plus points.
And you still score 80 points. So congratulations on a big win, and good luck Saturday in the district championship.
Thank you.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back after this. You're watching Boys High School Tournament Basketball on OH Report.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer auto store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Time now for our Civista Bank postgame show. I am Brian Harter along with Gregg Collins, and We expected offense in this district semifinal, and neither team disappointed us.
Well, you're right. And it started off with offense with Senior High just going coast to coast and getting layups, but then Sandusky had their offense come through, and for most of the game it was both teams just kind of trading baskets.
Jason Henlon talked about the importance of rebounding against a team like Mansfield Senior, and as we take a look at the final numbers, they were able to get an edge on the board, a lot of those especially earlier on the offensive glass.
Well, and you look at the first time they played, Senior High really dominated offensive rebounding. Tonight, though, Sandusky does a better job, especially late, second half late, of getting some defensive rebounds. But once Sandusky got a defensive rebound, they were out and running. Senior High had their success when they can get an offensive rebound and get putbacks.
Well, the first time these two teams played, turnovers was a problem for the Tigers, and they turned it over 20 times tonight.
Yeah, they did. And we said in the first half that, we could live with 8 turnovers, but in the second half they end up with 12, and Sandusky just took advantage.
Well, and they will end up playing either Lexington or Shelby. That is the second game of our doubleheader. So we're going to take a timeout. Actually, we're going to wrap this game up, and then we will start the second game of our doubleheader. With the win, Sandusky is now 23-1, and the Blue Streaks advance to play Shelby or Lexington in Saturday's district championship. Mansfield Senior ends the season 17-8. The final score tonight, Sandusky 84 and Mansfield Senior 75. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Jory Hollenbeck. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Sandusky 84 and Mansfield Senior 75. For Gregg Collins, I'm Brian Harter. So long from Ashland.